Hello crafty friends, I'm Lien from Studio Kato and I'm so happy to be back on my YouTube channel with another video for Altenew. This is to celebrate their latest release, their October release, and their stamps, dies, all of the fun things. And there is a giveaway for this YouTube hop because this video is part of a YouTube hop. So all you have to do to win one of the 5 gift cards is just comment on each video of the hop for a chance to win them. There is one $100 gift card and 4 $50 gift cards up for grabs. Amazing prizes. You don't want to miss out, so don't forget to leave a comment on each stop of the hop. Now I am going to make 2 very clean and simple cards using this Joy die set, and that is pretty much all I'm using, except I am going to pull in a couple of embossing folders. So that's one thing I love about clean and simple cards. You really don't need a lot of supplies, and if you have a couple of background products, you can make a one die set work for so many things and for so many different styles. For this one, I am going to do some die cut inlay. So I die cut the shadow layer. I layered that up twice. Then I die cut that outline layer, which I just adhered down to the shadow layer. And the first thing I did was inlay the white parts back into that white outline. Now, I love a die cut inlay look, but I love it especially because everything sits flat and is just really even in that outline. It's just a really cool look in my opinion. So to make sure everything is level but still nice and dimensional, I do all of the white parts first, then I inlay or lay on top the colored die cuts, and then I add that silver glitter outline. So it's 2 outlines and 2 layers of die cut inlay, so it sits nice and flat but still dimensional, or nice and even and still dimensional, I should say. Now with that big bold sentiment, you really don't need a lot for a background. So I am going to use the angled Mosaic 3D embossing folder from Altenew, which is one of my all-time favorite 3D embossing folders, not just from Altenew, just from everything. It's such a good one. I love basic geometric designs because they work for anything. All I'm going to do is trim that down a little bit, and I'm going to add some purple metallic paint in a splatter form over that panel just for a little fun touch. To adhere this onto my card, I am going to first adhere it onto a piece of cardboard. You've seen me do this a million times. I just really like the added dimension and how sturdy it is. You can absolutely use foam tape. I just find that foam tape really creases in the mail, and this is just a great way to recycle my crafty cardboard boxes. So I just trim those down into easy to use sizes, and I have a pile of them sitting around in my craft room to pull in for any card I might need it. The Joy, I am going to adhere on foam tape. I find that easiest to do with 3D embossing folders, and I'm not going to bother trimming down pieces of cardboard to add behind a die cut. I don't go that far in my recycling. I'll happily use foam tape for that. All I did to finish up this card is pull in some gems and add some embellishments, and that's it. A really easy Christmas card, because I am going to use this as a Christmas card. Joy is perfect for the holidays, but obviously you can do this for a birthday card. Add a fun sub-sentiment. There is a really good Joy stamp set to go with this Joy die set for really amazing sub-sentiments as well. For my second clean and simple card, I'm going to do the exact same thing. Well, I'm going to do something very different, but I'm using pretty much the same supplies. Again, I'm using that Joy die set, and I'm only using the outline die today for this one. I am cutting that from white cardstock twice, layering that up, and then the third layer, the final layer is going to be some copper cardstock from Altenew. I think it's called brushed copper, but I might be wrong. It's just a really, really nice copper color. I'm not even sure if it's called copper, but I'll leave it linked below in the supply list. I'll check out what it's called and it will be linked below for you. Now, all I want to do here is add some color behind that die cut. So I pulled in some Christmas colors, some nice greens, and I just cut 3 strips of 3 different colors of green cardstock. I did check where I should place those by holding my die cut over top of my card panel first, just to make sure that die cut is pretty much centered on that panel, and I know where and how to angle my strips and where to place them. I adhere that first one down. I held it in place with purple tape at first, just to make sure I got the placement right before I glued it down. Once I was happy with that, I just butted the other 2 strips up against it. And that is a really easy way to add just a fun focal point of color on that dark blue cardstock. Now, once these are adhered, I am going to do the same thing as the previous card, and I'm going to make this an embossed background. Embossed backgrounds are just a really easy way to add texture and a subtle background, because it's always going to be tone on tone. The only thing that's going to make the pattern stand out is the dimension. So it's a really subtle pattern, and I love that. It works for any card design, and I chose this floating foliage embossing folder, again a 3D embossing folder, to add just a hint of foliage for the holidays. I always love greenery for the holidays. I am going to pull in more splatter here, and that is also going to be that copper color. It's just some, this is actually acrylic paint that I watered down to splatter. It was the perfect color with that cardstock. It's a perfect match. It doesn't often happen, but when it does, I'm not going to try to find a different paint that also works. I'm also always going to go for the perfect match that I just happen to have in my stash. I'm going to adhere that intricate die cut down. Again, just using liquid glue here. You could use adhesive sheets when you're die cutting it. That might make it easier for you. I like the wiggle room with liquid glue, so I always like to use liquid glue, but I know Altenew has some amazing adhesive sheets for die cutting. So you just adhere that behind your panel first, and then leave the release paper on one of the sides. Then die cut it, and you'll have basically a sticker. You're making a sticker that way, which is very, very easy to use. But yeah, I like my liquid glue, and I don't think I'm going to change it anytime soon. Again, finish it off with some embellishments that are placed exactly the same as on my previous card, because if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? This is the second card for that Joy die set, and I'll quickly show you that first one as well. I definitely like the first one more, but I would love to know your favorite. Leave that in the comment below for a chance to win one of the amazing gift cards. I hope you like these cards. I hope you like the video, and I definitely hope you check out the Altenew release. The entire new collection from Altenew will be linked in the description below as well, so you can check out all of the new goodies that are available. And I hope you find something you love as well. This is definitely my favorite die set. I really love that bold sentiment. There is also a coordinating hot foil plate and a coordinating stencil set, which are really fun. And I do have a video coming up using both as well. So I hope you like the video, the cards, and the new collection. Let me know your favorite card and your favorite product from the collection in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hop on to the next video as well. And I hope to see you next time. Bye!